Yes, welcome back to this YouTube channel. Today we're going to solve a problem under quadratic equation. And the question says, if alpha and beta are roots of x squared minus 8x plus 7, find question I, alpha squared plus beta squared, question II, alpha minus beta, and question III, alpha raised to power 3 plus beta raised to power 3. Now let's recall from our previous video where we derived the formula that says that alpha plus beta is equals to minus b all over a. If alpha plus beta is equal to this, our b is what? Our b is minus 8 and our a from the question is 1. So negative b, where our b is negative also, the negative will cancel negative, therefore we'll have 8 divided by a, which is 1. So our alpha plus beta is going to be 8. Then also in the video, we said that alpha multiplied by beta is equals to c all over a. Then our c from the expression is 7 because that is a constant and our a is 1. So our alpha multiplied by beta is equal to 7 divided by 1, which is 7. Now from question number I, they said alpha squared plus beta squared. Now, we are going to look for a way that we can relate these two things. And then don't forget that alpha squared plus beta squared is something as saying alpha plus beta all squared minus 2 alpha beta. If you open this bracket, that is, if you say alpha plus beta, open another bracket, alpha plus beta, and you now use this bracket to multiply the second bracket, you find out that this whole thing will take you back to this place. So having done this, we already know that our alpha plus beta is 8. Therefore, we have 8 squared minus 2 multiplied by alpha multiplied by beta is 7. So we have 8 squared, which is 64, minus 2 multiplied by 7, which is 14, will give us 50. So we are done with this. And II, before we solve this II, let me just chip in something. You solve this if you're asked to show full working, but in terms of objective question, I'll give you a shortcut that you can use in solving without passing through all this approach. In II, they said alpha minus beta. Now, from what we've showed in the formula, we don't have anyone that talks about alpha minus beta, but we can transform this. We can transform it by saying alpha minus beta, we'll square it. And if we square it, it's the same thing as saying alpha minus beta and alpha minus beta. So let's open this bracket. Let's open the bracket. To open the bracket, you use alpha to multiply alpha. So you have alpha squared, then minus alpha multiplied by minus beta. You have alpha beta. Then you have this minus beta multiplied by this. You have minus beta alpha. Anyone can come first. Then negative beta multiplied by negative beta will be positive beta squared. Now at this point, we all know that we have alpha squared. This and this will give you minus 2 alpha beta, then plus beta squared. So you try to bring these two together. You have alpha squared plus beta squared minus 2 alpha beta. Don't forget from what we solved that alpha squared plus beta squared, we got 50. So alpha squared plus beta squared is 50. Then minus 2 multiplied by alpha multiplied by beta. Alpha multiplied by beta is 7. Then multiplied by 2, that is 14. So our answer is 50 minus 14, which will give us 36. But don't forget, you're asked to find alpha minus beta, and what you've gotten here is alpha minus beta all squared. So to get alpha minus beta, you're going to take the square root of alpha minus beta squared. So you take the square root, you're going to have that alpha minus beta is equal to plus or minus square root of 36. 6, which will give you plus or minus 6. Now, let me introduce you to the shortcut I talked about. This is a quadratic expression. So, if you want to go in a different way other than this one that I've shown you, you can solve this in a quadratic way using either the formula method or completing the sum method. You can also use factorization method. And after solving, you're going to get two roots. So let's say one of the roots is going to be 1. The second root, let's say the beta is going to be 7. If you solve this, you actually know that you're going to arrive here. So when you have this, actually you don't know the one that is beta. If beta is 1 and alpha is 7. But these are the two roots. And from the first problem, they said alpha squared plus beta squared. Addition is commutative. So alpha squared plus beta squared is the same thing as saying 1 squared plus 7 squared, which will give us 1 squared is 1, 7 squared is 49, which will give us 50. The same answer that we got here. Then for this other one, they said alpha minus beta. You don't know the one that should be alpha, the one that should be beta, but you have two roots. So it will be either 7 minus 1 or 1 minus 7. That will give you either positive 6 or negative 6. That is why even when we solved, we got plus or minus 6. So the answer is what? Plus or minus 6. Now I'm going to allow you to solve this, and whatever you get as an answer, please try to share it with us in the comment section. Thank you, and see you in my next video.